Welcome back to Legendary Mel Games. I'm your host, Joe. Technical difficulties may have absolutely plagued this episode, but we're going to make a lot of progress.
Go ahead.
Hey, Valentine.
Something up?
Your thoughts?
Too many folks these days count on violence to solve their problems. You only have to look around to see where that got us.
Your thoughts?
The detective's life isn't an easy one, but it rarely lacks for excitement.
That was all I had.
Well, all right.
Always great to check in on our partners from time to time. Now, we'll say a lot of this footage actually ended up being lost because of a crash. So, we're going to be violently thrown into the middle of a massive combat scenario at Brooke's Head Lighthouse. Now, this is the location that we are sent to by Cassie Dalton to avenge her husband's death. So, let's go ahead around back. There are still a few enemies left. I've actually just taken out the leader, and the leader was terrifying. He basically had a harpoon gun, which was basically a one-shot kill if he could hit you. But as you can see, we still have a lot of trappers here around the outside of the area, and they are a menace, surprisingly enough. Unless you can get really good clear headshots on them, they don't take much damage, even with the 50 cal. So we have definitely come to the perfect place to level up. So let's go over here. This area has given us 2 legendary trappers to get legendary weapons from, as well as the big boss to get his signature harpoon gun, which you can see right here. It is enormous, and you can actually reuse ammo, which I think is outstanding. Just watch this. Pow! And now his head is literally stuck to the wall. I cannot even believe this. That is outstanding. As you can see there, we actually took our harpoon back so you can reuse it. Such an amazing concept to a weapon. Now, obviously, it can be a problem if you just start shooting harpoons everywhere and lose all of your ammunition. But my gosh, as you can see, even the shotgun took a lot of hits to take these things out with. Literally one shot with the harpoon gun. It is nutty how strong this thing is. As you can see, we've still got the legendary out here roaming around. We've taken one of them out with the Institute pistol, and we have pretty much burned ourselves completely out of ammo. As you can see, this area is actually very big, which we're going to look around as soon as we get this area cleared out. So, stalking trappers, they seem to be the main enemy of this place. Only interested in ammo that we can use. Otherwise, we're going to be way too bogged down to move again. So, let's go ahead. The journey getting here was actually kind of uneventful. We literally just came straight down here and only saw a pack of wolves the entire time. So, didn't miss too much there. Now, the boss itself, considering it could take us out one shot, he was at the top of the lighthouse. We were able to get him because of the striker. Remember the signature weapon we got in the previous episode at the bowling alley? That was the one that launches bowling balls at your opponent. One shot of that thing crippled his legs, so he couldn't move, and then he was a sitting target. Easy to take out. As you can see there, the harpoon gun is just so overpowered. My gosh. And that is going to be, I think, an outstanding weapon to use because it literally adds to our damage resistance. I believe it adds an extra 150 to it, which is unbelievable. The combat rifle is literally the jack of all trades. You can turn it into an assault rifle, a sniper rifle. You can turn it into just a single-shot hunting rifle. Anything you want to do with it, it is pretty much fully customizable. So absolutely, anytime you get a chance to upgrade the combat rifles, go for it. And as you can see here, we have a lot of things to get here. Now, the holotape, I will say, was actually on the boss's body. As you can see, we've discovered a lot of locations on the way here, but most of them we just passed by, like the Vim factory. And as you can see, this lift actually takes you up to the boss, which is at the top of the light tower. And he should be laying around over there somewhere. Now, as you can see, he actually turned the entire top of the lighthouse into a really, really cool base. Now, I'm not sure if the trappers ever respawn here or not, but this would actually make an amazing settlement. I didn't see a workshop, doesn't mean there isn't one, but at least exploring I didn't see one. But this literally has all the makings of being an outstanding settlement. As you can see right there is Perk Magazine number 2 of 5. And we actually get the first of our notes here, because that is going to lead us on a really cool side quest that comes to this area. As you can see, I mean, this place would just make an outstanding base. So the steamer trunk was inside of here, and right inside of here as well is the Douglas's key.
Yes.
This is what leads us on the side quest. There is a hidden container containing a lot of really good items that this key unlocks, but we need a clue on how to get there. This is where the note comes into play. So this is something unique to Far Harbor. I know there are notes in the main game, but according to the map tracker, it actually does track the notes in Far Harbor. There are 13 of them in total. This is, I believe, our first one so far. As you can see here, just get anything else we can, and there is the note. Some of the boys trying to steal some of the loot. We took off, Trader had perfect stuff, dropped it in one of the fishing nets. I'll hang on to the key. Alright, so we know they dumped the chest overboard somewhere, so it's off the shoreline near the lighthouse. And don't worry, it's actually very easy to find. So, we know that's going to be underwater. In the meantime, let's actually show off what this place looks like, since we were violently thrown in the middle of action here because of the technical difficulties. Basically, what ended up happening is I was running in the middle, had multiple enemies shooting at me, and the game crashed. And apparently, when the game crashes, the screen recording gets lost. It does not save the screen recording. So that was a mess because I had just beaten the leader, so the game auto-saved because of me beating the leader. So that was a bit of a mess, but we're making the most of it because we are still looking at what this place actually was. Again, the trappers are literally just raiders that went crazy because of the fog. And as you can see here, again, this place literally has all of the makings of an amazing settlement. I kind of wish it was, just because of how big this place is. As you can see here, again, just empty your inventory any chance you can, so we're not constantly having to rely on Nick to take things for us. And out here, we can finally get a look around. As you can see, there's a computer terminal over here. This one's actually advanced locked. So, just skipping ahead right there, it's actually going to be elected, kind of hiding in the corner over there. As you can see, this terminal allows us to deactivate the turret, which we blew up, and the spotlight in case enemies respawn here. So that way we can shut all that stuff off. Nick loved it because, again, he likes anytime you do the hacking, just like Piper liked when you lockpick things that were not owned. As you can see here, amazing scenery for this area. This is much more fleshed out than the Kingsport Lighthouse, I believe. As you can see here, we also get the exoskeleton for the power armor here. Unfortunately, it has no actual power armor pieces on it, so not going to go very far with it. As you can see here, our combat rifle, again, so many options, but we just don't have any of our resources to use to do anything with it. I mean, we're definitely not just putting a sight ring on it. We're probably going to turn it into a long-range assault rifle or something crazy. But for sure, that's going to be one of our primary weapons going forward. As you can see here is fully functioning exosuit. Throw our core in there since there's no settlers here to steal it from us. As you see, if you try to go into the workstation, there's nothing equipped to it, so you can't actually upgrade or change anything. So we'll just go ahead and kind of move it out here, so we remember that our power armor is going to be located here. And we'll definitely have to come back for this whenever we get some pieces to put on it. As you can see, it is fully charged, fully loaded, and because there are no pieces, you can't even turn the flashlight on. So this is definitely not leaving the lighthouse for us. We'll be back for it, don't worry. I've heard from my good friend Katonin that there is some good pieces that we are going to be getting in this DLC, especially a cool green variant. I love when we can get something other than the silvers and the grays. Just get us some kooky colors, and I think that'd go a long way here. So, let's just leave it on the porch for now, and let's go ahead and explore this house that nobody got to see because of the crash. So, as you can see, we've got a patio over here. Again, there are literally trappers everywhere. This place was flooded with them. I mean, this was Cassie's final quest for a reason, because you can't just first get to Far Harbor unless you're already like level 50 or something, and just expect to do every one of these quests in one go, because this was definitely meant for us to be much higher level than we are. It was a struggle. As you can see here, we've got a fully fleshed out kitchen, even got our cooking stove down here so you don't have to climb up to the lighthouse every time. I mean, if we could remove all the junk in here and just make our own base, it's literally the Kingsport Lighthouse, but a lot bigger. As you can see over here, some of it's even shaped the same, but it actually does have a dedicated bathroom in it, something the Kingsport did not. And it actually has a third floor as well, and a balcony up on the second floor. So I absolutely love the design of this place. I'm going to see if the trappers reappear here now that we've cleared it out. Hopefully they don't, so we can kind of use it as an unofficial base for the meantime. But as you can see here, there's plenty of good things to load up on for our actual settlements here. And again, trappers in pretty much every room, because this place was just littered with enemies. And as you see, we've got our bed that is no longer owned, so we can sleep here and literally just use this as a great gateway to the south. So again, Dalton Farm is at the extreme northeast of the island, and this is the extreme southeast. So we literally have some sort of location we can get to that are on the two extremes of the island, which I think is going to help massively us getting around this place. And as you can see back over here, if we head up front, there's literally destroyed boats being used as defense. There is blights that you can get all over this settlement. And apparently one of our settlements fell back in the main world. You know, I have never once ever paid attention to those messages. And I know some people take that stuff seriously, but ever since watching, I believe it was an Oxhorn video one time, where he was actually showing where the enemies spawn if Sanctuary Hills got attacked. And it was like a whole super mutant brigade that just spawned like right in the middle of the city. I immediately realized walls are completely useless, and most of your defenses are pretty much useless unless you know exactly where the spawn points are in the settlements, and just set up your defensive turrets like right around each of the spawn points. Because at that point, you put walls up, it just prevents your own settlers from helping. So, long story short, I just don't mess with it. If something's under attack, let it be attacked. If it falls, okay. The main thing is we have the location, and we're not losing the location. So over here, as you can see, the back part of the house with the display cases, this is what actually connects us to the lighthouse itself. So, absolutely outstanding location. And yes, even though this looks just like the Kingsport Lighthouse, it actually goes up an extra tier. So this is 4 stories instead of 3. And now, if we go ahead and actually check out that holotape we got, let's see what we can find out.
Well, that settles it. I am 100% screwed. Damn this fog. You'd think a lighthouse would be easy to find, but not this. Never seen fog like it. Can't believe I let myself get talked into this. How do I know that woman wasn't crazy? I'm starting to think her whole story was some fantasy she cooked up to get attention. Taking out one trapper to avenge her husband's death. Sounded easy enough. Now I wish I'd stayed far away from this godforsaken island. Shit, something's coming!
So, as we can see here, we are not the first people that she has asked to avenge her husband. Now it's making more and more sense why this area was so heavily defended and guarded. Many came before us, but only we succeeded. And I'll tell you, it was very hard fought, because it took quite a few attempts to get past the boss here. So, now that we've got all this area taken care of, let's go ahead and actually look for that trunk that was hidden. As you can see here on the dock, we do have an ammo box, so this is telling us there is something out here by the pier. So, let's go ahead and just dump something because I'm tired of not being able to move. Don't worry, we are continuously getting that strength up. I believe we're in the last stages of finally having strength maxed out. So, over here, as you see, there's another ammo box, again giving us clues. Nick's actually going to push us right in the path of it. As you go down here under the pier, there's the net, and there is the trunk. Use the key, and as you can see here, we've got ammo galore. We also have modified auto 10mm pistols and powerful sniper rifles. Actually, pretty good loot. So, now with all that said, let's go back and give Cassie the good news. She can finally stop sending people here.
I don't have time. You take your time killing that trapper. Make it hurt. The way I've been hurting since I lost my Daniel.
That trapper who killed your husband is dead.
Then it's done. It's finally done. All those lives that were lost, all those debts finally repaid. And it was no son or daughter of Far Harbor who stood up to the island and avenged the Dalton bloodline. It was you, an outsider, a mainlander. The final chapter's been written. The story has come to an end. This is a day I never thought I'd live to see. Thank you.
I found a holotape from the last guy you sent to the Lighthouse. He thought your whole story was a lie. Is it?
A lie? No. It was true. Or at least there was truth in it. Was there a little harmless exaggeration as well? Perhaps. But some things are more important than truth. Look at you, for instance. You've seen the island's dangers and survived. You've learned something valuable. What's more, the island learned something too. It knows you're not some greenbacked mainlander who can't tell up from down in the fog. The island will respect you now. And that's more than I can say for most who step off the boat.
I was glad to help. I hope I've put your mind at ease.
You certainly have. Now, every good story's gotta have a happy ending, right? The hero finds the treasure, saves the sweetheart, and rides off into the sunset. Well, I'm a little old to leap up on a horse. But I have got something close to a treasure. This is an heirloom that's been in my family for... let me think. For at least a generation or two. There's no Daltons left to inherit the thing, so it might as well pass on to you. The island knows this weapon. Oh, yes. You carry this, and it'll take you seriously. And that's it. That's the end. I can sleep easy now, knowing there won't be any unfinished business when they put me in the ground. Off you go now. My story's over, but yours, I think yours is only just getting interesting.
As you can see, I'm gonna have to do my research here, but the secret weapon we get for this actually does bleeding damage, which I believe some enemies are susceptible to. So let's go ahead and nearly max out our strength. We need one more level, and then we'll be good to go for the strength bobblehead. And I've got to admit, when that quest first started, I thought she was basically just Bomba Murphy, but I really warmed up to her as the quest went on. Really cool lady.
Hey, Doc.
You are a curious specimen. Despite our friendly town doing its best to chase you out, you keep helping us ingrates all the same. I got to ask, why do you keep at it?
You're good people in some dire straits. Figured you could use a hand.
Huh? You running for office? Well, if that's the truth, we don't deserve you. Most folk here are set in their ways, yes? It makes no difference how hard you try to get in good with them. Heck, it took my family 3 generations before the Daltons would sell us a heel of bread. But there's a way. A downright insane way, mind you. You can turn even the most stubborn fool around.
I'll hear you out.
In olden times, leaders were chosen by something called the Captain's Dance. Legends say the toughest, meanest, and outright craziest hopefuls would chum the waters and lure out the worst the island could throw at them. Once the would-be captain killed the Mirelurk Queen, or Fog Crawler, or what have you, they'd invite the whole island to feast off the bounty. You do this, well, you won't be made captain, but you'll earn respect. Everyone's respect.
I'm ready to become a legend then.
You what? You crack me up. There's an old Mirelurk feasting grounds by Emmett's Causeway, a treacherous stretch along the coast. Go there and throw any kind of meat you got into the water. All that blood and viscera will be sure to attract attention. And then wait. I'll make sure there's a witness or two. Prove to the rest of these clods you belong.
Let me ask you something.
Sure, ask away.
It's just, with everything that's happened with you and your family, it's a whole hell of a lot to process. I wanted to make sure you're holding up all right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Huh. You're tougher nut than I thought. Tougher than I was. Took me a long damn time to get a feel for this place. Thank goodness I found Diamond City. It's got its flaws, sure, but it beats the hell out of anywhere else in the Commonwealth. Of course, when I took up there back when, people were just as scared of the Institute as they are now. Maybe more. The massacre of the CPG was still pretty fresh in people's minds at that point. And folks were still losing sleep over the broken mask. Plenty of people assumed I was just a saboteur, moving in to melt down the reactor or poison the drinking water. But at the time, they couldn't exactly turn me away.
Why'd they let you in?
Because I'd rescued the mayor's daughter. Gal of about 15. Pride and joy of the mayor back then. Man by the name of Henry Roberts. The young Miss Roberts decided she'd run off with some caravan hand she'd, known for an evening. Turns out the guy was part of a gang of kidnappers. I didn't even know who I was rescuing, just stumbled on a crying girl and 4 toughs. I took her home and the mayor dubbed me a hero, offered me a place in town. Lots of folks protested, said I was a spy, but he wouldn't have it. Taking up in the city was tricky at first, but I never tried to hide what I was, and people seemed to warm to that.
Was it hard settling in?
Yeah, they sure didn't make it easy. I started off doing the jobs no one else wanted. I got more banged up being Diamond City's handyman than I ever did living out in the ruins. But I guess folks never forgot I rescued the mayor's daughter, so they started coming to me when people went missing. Wife runs off with a new paramour and takes the rent money with her. Talk to the synth. An upset father decides moving him and the kids to Good Neighbor in the dead of night's not the worst damn idea since the bomb. Go get Nick. After a while, the jobs got so backed up, they didn't even ask me to do the handyman stuff anymore. Hell, I was so happy to do it, it was months before I started charging anyone. I never stopped being Nick the Synth, but it was Nick the Detective folks came to see. It was about then that things finally started feeling normal. It took me a long time to realize that home is where you make it. And with some time and effort, this place can be home for you, too. That's a long story, but I hope it helps. Want to get moving?
As our affinity raced with Nick Valentine, but neither of Teddy's ideas there are going to be easy.
Bait shop's got it.
I hope the harbor's being good to you. At this point, I'd settle if folks were just plain civil.
What's there to do in town?
Brooke sells general goods. Teddy writes in back of his shop, and he can patch you up if you need it. Besides that, the Last Plank's a popular stop for booze and what have you. And lastly, well, if you need a gun, see Alan Lee.
You know of anyone that could use some help?
The Mariner and Cassie Dalton are the only leads I have.
I have to go.
Be well.
Well, we have turned popular all of a sudden. Well, Teddy is the way to go forward, and we'll cut it for here. If not already, please check out the Fallout 4 playlist. Like, share, comment, subscribe so more people can see our videos, and we'll see you back next time. Take care, everyone.